to the Gentle Ledger. Today is Friday, January 30th, 2026, and the market feels like the last minute before a door closes. Everyone's still moving, but with that quiet awareness that the week is done. Now, let's turn softly to the U.S. indexes, where Wall Street finished the month in a careful, risk-off posture. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 48,892.47, down 0.36%. The Nasdaq Composite ended at 23,461.82, lower by 0.94%, carrying most of the weight of the day's selling. The S&P 500 finished at 6,939.03, down 0.43%, easing without breaking, and the Russell 2000 settled at 2,610.44, down 1.67%, as smaller companies absorbed the day's uncertainty more sharply than the giants. It was a close that felt less like panic and more like a deliberate tightening of exposure. Gently moving into the corporate highlights, the day's tone becomes clearer because individual stocks didn't whisper today, they spoke in clean percentages. Decker's Outdoor surged plus 19%, one of the loudest upside surprises of the session. Verizon climbed plus 12%, a rare kind of steadiness dressed up as momentum. SanDisk jumped plus 7%, extending the market's appetite for the hardware side of the AI story. In energy, Chevron rose plus 3%, and ExxonMobil added plus 0.8%, offering a calmer kind of support as portfolios looked for ballast. But the other side of the ledger was equally defined. KLA dropped minus 15%, a sharp reminder that expectations can still act like gravity, even in a market that wants to believe. In payments, Visa fell minus 3%, and American Express declined nearly minus 2%, both feeling the pressure of rates, sensitivity, and end-of-month repositioning. In the mega-cap complex, Apple finished plus 1.3%, strong enough to be a bright spot even in a down tape. Tesla rose plus 4.3%, rebounding with renewed confidence after a volatile stretch. Meanwhile, Microsoft slipped minus 0.7%, still carrying the aftertaste of the prior day's shock. Meta Platforms fell about minus 3%, giving back a portion of yesterday's excitement, and in the background, the metal miners echoed the commodity unwind. Newmont sank minus 10.4%, and Freeport-McMoRan dropped minus 7.2%, pulled down by the sharp reversal in precious metals. Overseas in Asia and Europe, the mood carried across gently, but not uniformly. In Asia, Japan's Nikkei 225 finished at 53,322.85, down 0.10%, almost flat, like a careful pause. China's Shanghai Composite closed at 4,117.95, down 0.96%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng ended at 27,387.11, down 2.08%, the sharper edge in the region's tone. South Korea's Kospi held steadier, ending at 5,224.36, up 0.06%. Barely higher, but still resilient. India's Sensex closed at 82,269.78, down 0.36%, drifting lower without urgency. In Europe, the mood was brighter. The FTSE 100 finished at 10,223.50, up 0.51%, and Germany's DAX closed at 24,515.73, up 0.85%. The Stoxx 600 ended at 611.00, up 0.64%, closing the month with a steadier hand than the U.S. managed today. The global picture felt like a split screen, America tightening, Europe quietly lifting. In commodities and bonds, the story shifted loudly, even if it didn't feel loud at first. Gold fell to around $4,880 an ounce, down roughly 9% as the market unwound a feverish safe haven run. Silver fell even harder, sliding to about $82 an ounce, down roughly 28%, the kind of move that feels like momentum snapping back into place. In energy, WTI crude was 0.7% higher, trading around $65.85 a barrel, offering a steadier rhythm under the day's equity caution. And in the bond market, the U.S. 10-year Treasury yield held around 4.24%, steady enough to feel like an anchor, present and quietly influential. Turning now to the newer corners of finance, in crypto land, the tone stayed cautious but readable. Bitcoin traded around $83,900, recovering from earlier lows, but still carrying the day's risk-off posture in its shoulders. Ethereum was down as well, trading around $2,735.48, a softer step that mirrored the broader retreat in high beta appetite. Crypto tonight didn't feel like a separate universe, more like another room in the same house, reacting to the same air pressure. As the day settles into evening, let's rest in the reflective summary and outlook. Today felt like a controlled release. Stocks lower, small caps hit harder, and a dramatic unwinding in precious metals that changed the emotional temperature of the room. It wasn't a market collapsing, it was a market recalibrating, choosing clarity over adrenaline. Tonight, let that recalibration be gentle for you too. No urgency, no chasing, just the quiet comfort of knowing where things stand. Good night.